My name is Cindy, and thank you for coming to my channel. It is New Hampshire cold weather today, and it is 17 degrees. Welcome to my morning car chat. And today, I just decided that I would talk a little bit about the elephant in the room, as they might say. We do know we have a new president starting January, and it is now February 12th. So it's been a few weeks and things seem to be changing. I'm driving by my gas, the closest gas station to me, and the price is $2.83, which is lower than it has been for quite a long time. That has changed. That's a good thing. I'm glad that the price of gas is going down for today. And yeah, so is the current president Donald Trump, is he going to save us? Some people think he is saving us, like every day. He's saving our country. And I do believe that the United States of America is the best country, I don't know, on earth. Maybe I'm biased. I do believe that we do not have a dictator. We do not have a monarchy. We do not have a sole person who is the head of our citizenship. Our Constitution says we the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, to establish and ordain this Constitution. I think that's all I know by heart. This is we the people, right? We the people, by the people, and for the people. This is not about a dictatorship. I know there are certain things that a president can do. A president can have influence. The president can make decisions. He can obviously go in and, he inhabits the White House. He appoints his people that he wants to run for, in certain parts of his cabinet, so he's going to make changes. And in America, we have gotten to a point where we have been polarized. So we have some people that think that Donald Trump is going to save us, and then we have some people that think, he's the worst thing that ever came to this country. So I have some people commenting. I'm driving, so I can't really make comments. I do appreciate those of you who are stopping by to my channel. Thank you for the thumbs up. And thank you for watching for a few minutes. Make a comment about our topic today. And I know that one person says Trump saved America. So I'm not sure if it's Trump that saved America, or is it the people? I know in my state, there are a lot of people. Now, I live in New Hampshire, and somehow, I think Kamala won New Hampshire. I just don't see how that could happen, because we have so many supporters for the Trump administration. As a matter of fact, Caroline Leavitt, who is now Donald Trump's press secretary, is from New Hampshire. She grew up in New Hampshire. She went to college in New Hampshire, and she worked for Donald Trump in his first term. She worked fresh out of college. She wrote a letter. I heard her say this in person. She wrote a letter to the White House asking for a job, and she had to fill out a really long application, she said. And she got the job, and she was answering mail for Donald Trump during his first administration. So Caroline is from New Hampshire. So she is like our girl. We are so proud of her. When the years that Donald Trump was not president, she was running for Congress. Now, I heard someone say they think that she actually won. There's a lot of discrepancies in New Hampshire. We're trying to fix a lot of the voter election laws. There are different things. We have a lot of colleges that could sway the vote. Different types of things, especially mail-in voting with no ID. That's a big one. And so anyway, I think that, Donald Trump has stood strong. Like, I don't think anybody in the whole world can deny how hard that guy works. I mean, he's like the Energizer Bunny. I was watching a documentary about his life, and when I'm like a little bit younger than him, I don't even know how old he is exactly, but I'm a little bit younger. So when I was in college, he was in the news. He was, to me, he was a womanizer, and he seemed to me he was just like a spoiled rich kid, and I just really didn't like him at all. I'm a like very conservative Christian. I did not like Donald Trump at all when I was a young person. So when he first came on the scene to run for president, I was like, no, there's no way. That's just because he's popular. Ronald Reagan was a good president. He was a movie star, but he was a good president. But then I'm like, I just can't see it. But once Donald Trump got in, I did see that he stands for conservative values. So I do believe that I believe a lot of the same values as Donald Trump. And I do believe that he's making some good changes. It looks like he's looking into the budget, getting rid of the excessive spending or wasting of money. It looks like he is bringing integrity back to the military. It looks like he is bringing integrity back to women's sports, allowing women to compete against women only. And I do believe there are some good things that are happening, but I don't believe that Donald Trump is the answer to our country's problems. I think that every single citizen needs to step up and stand for what is right. And I think that some of what he's doing is making it so the federal government puts certain things back on the states. The states should be governing themselves, and the towns are set up to govern themselves, and local is what we should be doing. And I believe that is what is going to save us, when the people it still depends on the people standing up and doing their part, and bring back integrity to our elections. Meet your neighbors face to face. Talk to them about the issues. Some of these issues that we're dealing with, it's like easy to talk about in the news, but when you meet somebody face to face, that's where we're challenged. We're challenged to, discuss things, bring things out, bring out the facts. There's 444 on that license plate. So I still believe that we the people is the answer to America. We can support what President Trump does. I support Caroline Leavitt. She's an amazing spokesperson for the president. I think President Trump will do things I could never do, like talk to dignitaries all around the world. I don't think I could do that. But I can talk to my neighbor. I can get involved in civics. This is the new thing. that civics should be taught in our high schools. That should have never, ever left. So this guy says he got a job because Trump came back. That's awesome. And hopefully we'll see good things happening for all. You know, he's not just trying to make things good for one group of people. He wants everybody to be successful. And I think that is what makes America great. What I liked was that Caroline Leavitt said in one of her press conferences was, if you have a YouTube channel or you have any kind of social media, that you can meet up with them. You can fill out some kind of a questionnaire and they will invite you to the White House to be in the media room and ask questions. I think that's really cool. So recognizing that the citizen journalist is just as important now, maybe more so than the local news station, because the citizens are going to tell the truth. They're not getting paid. They're going to tell the truth about what is going on in their community or in their town or in their state. He's trying to take Mexico out of the USA. So we are just witnessing kind of a miracle right now in our country where we could change things around and get on the right track. And I don't want to put my faith in one person. If you look down through history, when there's a community, they want a king, it's not always good. We don't want a king. We want someone who can stand up for the people, and the people still need to do what's right themselves. A little bit of a traffic jam here. I'm trying to figure it out. Not sure if it's just a lot of traffic, or usually when there's a lot of traffic on this road, there's a reason why people are slowing down. So we're gonna take it easy here. We're supposed to be getting snow tomorrow. Today is February 12th. It is 18 degrees. So it's still pretty cold. No snow, no ice. And there's a car. That guy must be really, he's really anxious to get somewhere. So here we go. Now, if I went right, I would be going toward a larger city. So it looks like that's where the traffic is backed up. So I'm going to move over to the right. In New Hampshire, you can only pass on the left-hand side. So I have to move over if I want to be in the non-passing lane. So the traffic is headed that direction. My direction is clear, which is a blessing. There has been a lot of, traffic accidents lately. There was also a small plane crash in New Hampshire. I don't know if it made national news, but it was a small one-person airplane, and he tried to land not far from me, actually. And he went down. He actually survived the crash. So that was interesting. I saw that in the news, probably 10 miles from my house. So he went down, and probably he wasn't, it's not like you're in one of those big huge planes, it's really, really high. He was trying to make a landing. I don't know what happened, but he crashed the plane, but he walked away, the article said, without a scratch. So that was cool. So somebody's saying they made more money when Trump was in office. Yeah. I know people that have more, what you might say, liberal mindset, but they're like, hey, if Trump helps me with my pocketbook, I'm all in. I like that part. if you're, nobody can deny that advantage, you know. If my business is more successful, gas prices go down, that would be nice for everyone. So yeah, my name is Cindy. Thank you so much for coming to this video. This is my morning car chat. I'm a teacher. I'm on my way to school today. And talking about, you know, is Donald Trump going to save us? And my answer is, I don't believe that a person can save civilization, although down through history we have seen where certain people have been successful to bring groups of people out of trouble, and I hope that that is what happens here. But I do believe it's with the blessing of God. You know, when I go to school, I'm going to say the pledge: one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's a pretty powerful statement. And, you know, our money, if you have money, you might see on your money says, "In God we trust." And there might be a president on there, a person that we respect from history. But God is the ultimate. Is money going to save us? No. Is a president going to save us? No. But ultimately, God can save us. And, you know, we shouldn't just take what God gives us and run. We should take what God gives us and thank Him for it every day. That's why I started these car chats, because I wanted to just share with my friends a beautiful scenery. And, you know, we had snow a few days ago. We have some beautiful white snow. Right now the sky is blue. The sun is shining, heading to school. We have opportunities, you know. In some ways we have freedoms. I'm learning that in some ways we don't. You know, New Hampshire, we actually don't have a seatbelt law for 18 and above. It's not like the law to wear a seatbelt. Obviously it's safer if you do, but I like anything that gives the people the choice. You know, we have the choice to do certain things, but we also know that in order to have a society that runs smoothly, we need to abide within certain rules and guidelines, which kind of helps. So yeah, I'm headed to school. It's New Hampshire. The weather is 19 degrees. How's the weather where you are? Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Thanks for coming to this video. I have 3 thumbs up. I'd really like a couple more. My channel is kind of all about teachers, what teachers do in their free time. And I'm a teacher. I also do teach at a private Christian school where, you know, we're free to talk about the Bible. We can share, you know, this is what God did for me today or yesterday. We can ask for prayer. We can talk to each other about different prayer requests and pray for one another. And I believe that makes us stronger, that makes us have more purpose. And I believe that we can be happy for Donald Trump to get voted into office, because he does believe in God. You know, he believes that godly principles make us successful and also give us peace and happiness, and that's what we should strive for. But I don't think Donald Trump himself is the one that's going to save us, but I do value his fortitude. I mean, he is the Energizer Bunny. He was president for 4 years, withstood so much stuff, and then he had to kind of wait it out for 4 years until he got voted on again. And he's still going. Like, how does this guy get up every single day and keep going with such strength and such fortitude? He has withstood some of the most difficult smear campaigns ever. And he still keeps going. And I believe that that is God's gift to him, to us, to his family as well. And all I can do is be thankful for what we have today. And, you know, God does want to give us hope. He wants to give us hope for the future. And not just hope in a person, not hope, oh, good, Donald Trump is president, I can now, you know, sit back and relax. That's not what our country is about. Now, if you're 85 and you are just in retirement age, oh, totally. You have my blessing to you know, do your part. Maybe you can be a prayer warrior, though. Maybe you can pray for those who are in office, and don't give up on helping out in some way. You know, my grandmother used to be a prayer warrior, and she prayed for us every day. And when she passed away, I knew, you know, who's going to take up her torch of prayer for me and my family? She was a prayer warrior. And so that's what I encourage people that can't do maybe as much as I do. Be a prayer warrior. You know, pray for those in authority. Pray for the people that are in trouble. You know, watch the news and write a prayer list because the news will tell you all the people that you need to pray for. Yeah, so I don't believe that one person will save us. I think in one way we have to save ourselves. We need to stand up for what's right where we are, do our part in our community. If you can be a part of your community with your, you know, get on a board, get to know your representatives in your town, state, whatever, write some letters, and get involved yourself. Get to know the people. Like in my state, I know a lot of people that are working really hard to do certain things. Right now, we have the legislature is in process of putting through some new bills. So pray for these people that they make the right decisions and get involved in supporting whatever it is that your city or town is doing, or not supporting, you know, whatever it is. So many people say, oh, it doesn't make a difference when I get involved. There are things that happen when you get involved. Number one, you feel good that you got involved. Number two, you can stand up and you will find others that believe like you. And you will make new friends. Maybe you can put together your own little coalition, you know, about some little thing. Maybe, I know in the State House right now they're talking about declawing cats. Is that legal? We could vote yes or no to declaw cats. Or we're talking about paint. Should we have a kind of a recycling tax on paint? Because you don't want people dumping paint in the landfill. So they want to do a recycle program for paint. So they're talking about that. In New Hampshire, we have inspection on all of our cars. Every year you have to get your car inspected, register it, get it inspected, and if there's certain things wrong with it, you have to get them fixed. Sometimes you could spend, you know, $500 and it's just to pass inspection. If your check engine light is on, and they'll give you like a waiver of like 90 days, and after that, if you can't fix it, you gotta trash the car. And so they're talking about doing away with inspection stickers, which I don't know how that'll affect, you know. I think that would affect the mechanics, because then they don't make all that money on just patching up cars. But I kind of like that idea. It's kind of a pain for those reasons. You know, I like the fact of safety. Hey, if your brakes are wearing out, get your brakes fixed. That makes me nervous. But there's other things that I don't think are necessary, like the check engine light. I had to get rid of a car that ran, and it had gone through the 90 days, and the check engine light was still on, and I had to get rid of it. And so, you know, there are things that you, maybe little things that you could show support, or maybe you could help someone who is a representative. Like, I'm a representative. You could help someone, say, what can I do to help you in some way in your personal life that can make things easier for you? Just saying. Could be lots of ways that you can help out and do your part. So those are my suggestions. And do I think Trump is going to save us? I think God is in control. God is the one who gave us mercy to have hope that maybe we can get our country back on track and make more sense of some of the things that are happening right now and have some more safety. I know to some people, they are scared to death. They think that Donald Trump is going to, you know, ruin their lives. I don't know. I think that God, when you love God, He will help you wherever you're at, no matter what your situation. And I can't explain everything that happens in the world. I don't like it that bad things happen sometimes. But the Bible does say, you know, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So if I have the Lord and I'm going through a hard time, God can help us. He can give us peace that He is with us. And I think that God gives you that peace when you need it. Like, sometimes we don't understand how someone could go through something so hard and difficult and maybe even tragic. But we have to trust that God's words are true, that He will keep us and He will take care of us, even in the valley of the shadow of death. For He is with us, and His rod and His staff will comfort me. So those are the words of God, and He put those in the Word. He says He will never leave us. He will never forsake us, no matter what happens, even if the worst happens. You know, I heard that people in China, you know, they live in a communist country, and they pray for us. Sometimes in the hardest times, we learn who God is. We learn that God is God, and we are not. We are people. And sometimes in America, we're spoiled. We have so much, and we're so spoiled, and we don't take what we have and appreciate it. You know, we're sitting here, we're having, you know, we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We get to travel. I have a full gas tank. You know, there are people that don't have cars, don't have food, don't have a warm place to go. I drive up to Concord on Thursdays. There's lots of people walking around with backpacks. I think they're homeless. So I think in our country, a lot of times people take for granted what they have. And sometimes in the hard times, those are the times that we wake up and we say, you know, where's God? And we find Him, but we find Him again, and we get His hand and keep, you know, maybe that's why God gives us the hard times. Can you talk about your favorite things about Trumpy? Okay, so some of the things I like about Trump is that he's patriotic. I love it that he loves our country. He pledges to the flag. I loved his speech on Mount Rushmore. I think it was when he was president the first time. He did a speech on Mount Rushmore, and it was amazing. He loves our military. He loves the family. He loves good things, you know. His family is amazing. And I love it that he encourages us to do what's right ourselves, you know. He does encourage people to do their part. And I feel like when I was younger and he was in the news all the time, I felt like he just thought people were like, you know, you're just nothing. I'm just this rich guy and you're just chattel, right? But I feel like now, he does respect people. I love it how he will, I saw that he, people that have a tragedy in their life, he will meet the family. He will reach out. He will go to cemeteries. He goes to places where there's been tragedies, and he really shows that he cares about people. And I did meet someone in New Hampshire. This guy, he's retired. He helped me with my signs one day. He lives on a retirement income, and he's just a very humble guy. He said, I met President Trump in person. And when I went up to President Trump, he didn't act like, hey, I'm President Trump, I'm the greatest. He made me feel like I was special. And that just makes me cry because, you know, I think sounds like that's what other people say too. When they meet him, he makes the other person seem special and feel special. And I think that is a really amazing quality in a leader, to make the other person feel special. And that was somebody that I met in my state that he helped, like I said, he helped me with my sign. And he had a picture of him with Donald Trump. I did not go see Donald Trump myself because I'm not like a crowd person. But those are the things. I also love that he doesn't drink alcohol, because I don't drink alcohol either. And I love that. When I found out that, I was like, that's a really good quality, because most people do, and they, you know, do parties around alcohol. Everything's about alcohol, and I'm so sick of it. So I really like it that he doesn't drink alcohol. And I love it that this term, he seems to be watching his language more. And I didn't really like that about him at the beginning, where he would use inappropriate words. And I'm like, if I want kids to watch your speeches, could you please not like use inappropriate words? And I feel like he has been, you know, watching his words, and I really like that too. That he's still willing to grow, and he's still willing to mature, even though he's an old person. So I really like that about him. I like it that he chooses people to work for him that have good character, and he's willing to do something different. He's willing to stand up against the evil things. Hey, Carrie, thanks for coming. Yeah. So he has a lot of good qualities that we can't deny. He gets up every day. He has plans for who knows how long, way into the future. And he inspires people. He inspires people to do their part. And I think that's really cool too, because, you know, one person can't do everything. But if you can get a group together that you can inspire them and you can all work together, you can definitely do more as a group than by one person. So those are the things that I appreciate. I don't really understand why he didn't get voted in 2020 and how all that came about, why it never got fixed or whatever, but maybe we had to go through that time to teach us something. Maybe even teaching us the importance of elections. Carrie says, I'm not sure he ever sleeps. I know. It's amazing because, you know, most people, they look tired at some point in their life, but we've seen him so many times, he doesn't ever seem to even look tired. He just kind of lives on, what's the next thing I'm going to do? What's the next thing I'm going to do? So he's pretty amazing. Maybe he takes really good vitamins. I don't know. He doesn't really talk about the vitamins that he takes. So anyway, this has been a fun conversation, and I'm driving by a Trump sign right now. So thank you for coming to this video. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing with me. And if you're new watching this replay, let me know who you are. Post in the comments. And come back. Come back for the next car chat. Tomorrow we're supposed to get snow, so we might have snow on the car chat. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be headed north to the State House tomorrow. And we don't know. Maybe tomorrow will be a snow day for the school kids. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.